Hello there. Today, we continue to talk about the part of the story of Great Expectations. Episode 6, Part 2, with the name Following Your Path. Now, Mahmoud talks about the part of the pressure and what happened of Pip.
Pip went to London by the coach and went to the Mr. Jagger's office. Mr. Jagger's gave him a lot of money and new house. At the house, Pip met the guy and the woman named Herbert Pocket. Herbert Pocket, who is Herbert Pocket? Pip at the episode 4, he had found, but he didn't recognize that face. But Herbert, he recognized that face. He had met him many years before, and Pip is that recognized it too. Herbert, the guy in the gray suit, and they both started to laugh. Started both, and both become a very good friend. And the previous chapter, that's all. Go ahead.
So I'm starting the new path of start. A few days later, Pip went to Mr. Matthew Pocket's house, and his education had begun. At the house, he met Benjamin Drummle. Let me describe Drummle. Who is Drummle? Drummle is another young man who was living and studying there with Pip. Pip didn't like him. He was rich and proud and very rude. Although Pip had now had a room in Mr. Pocket's house, he also decided to keep the room he had with Herbert. Pip and Herbert became friends. Herbert was very helpful. He showed Pip how to dress and talk and kneel like a gentleman. Soon after his education had begun, Mr. Jaggers invited Pip and Drummle to his house for dinner. The evening was going well, but then Pip became angry with Drummle. So I have a question. Mister, tell me why Pip angry with Drummle?
Because Drummle, he was proud of himself and considers himself bigger than Pip. He was being rude and kept saying how clever and strong he was.
Exactly. Mr. Jaggers had a servant, a woman with a long dark hair and string eyes. Her name is Molly. As Molly picked up the empty plates, suddenly Mr. Jaggers cried, "If you want to see a real friend, look at Molly's arms." Pip turned and saw that Jaggers holding Molly's arms, and she looked very frightened. Mr. Jaggers said, "There's a power in these arms. They are the strongest arms I have ever seen." Describe Molly.
Molly is Mr. Jagger's mate. Mr. Jaggers defended her years before when he had been accused of murdering the woman in the barn out of jealousy. He got her of possibly have killed other woman, which she has incredibly strong hands and wrists, which Mr. Jaggers enjoying to point it out, and Mr. Jaggers asked to Biddy to our offer. She can't refuse. I can't save your life if you accept to work for me. First, he refused, but he thinking the fear of being executed will do that for a person, and she agreed to work for Mr. Jaggers immediately.
So, several months later, a letter arrived from Biddy, and the letter that here. What of Biddy sent to Pip? So, only Mr.
The letter wrote this: "Hello Pip, I'm Biddy. I want to tell you some news. Jay was going to come to see you the following day." Several months later, a letter arrived. Pip hadn't written to Joy for Biddy and visiting them. Since he had come to London, actually he wanted to forget his life and not sure about that to see Joy. Joy arrived the next day. He was dressed in his best clothes, and he looked happy to see people there. But it was clear that he felt very uncomfortable, and he refused to take a seat and calling Pip sir. Pip asked to Joy for stay at dinner, but he refused. He said no sir, it wouldn't be right. I have to tell you something, and you are will, then I must go back home, because London is not for me. I'm not a gentleman like you. Pip said nothing. Sir Pip, the thing is I have to tell you is that Miss Ivy Shamus would like you to visit her, and Estella has come home, wants to see you. People think it and surprised it. Estella wants to see me, and Miss Ivy Shamus asked me to visit her. Therefore, he was very happy, and he made a quick decision to visit them the very next day. That's all of the episode 6 part 2. Thanks for watching and listening.